Hello, welcome back to Loredump with me, Jay Schnizzle, and next to me, C Dizzle.
I love season.
And we're going to be talking about the second section of BioHazard Month, games 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And I have a lot to say in this one.
So tell me more about how Las Plagas has changed.
It's going to be a sprint, so bear with me here. Okay, so 5 starts off. Chris is in Kajuju Autonomous Zone. He's meeting up with the what?
Where is this?
West Africa.
Ah.
He's meeting up with the West Africa branch of the BSAA. This is 11 years after Raccoon City and 6 years after the fall of Umbrella, so it takes place in 2009. He meets his partner for the game, Shiva Alamar. Never important again. She's a fellow BSA agent.
Okay.
BSAA, but you just say BSA, by the way.
Does she die at the end of the game?
She does not.
Okay.
There to meet Alpha Team, who was chasing a bioorganic weapon smuggler named Ricardo Irving. Chris is too late, and most of the town's already infected with Type 2 Plagas. The Type 2 Plagas is a genetically engineered version made by Tricell. They are no longer weak to sunlight. But Tricell is a pharmaceutical company that took an intimate interest in biological weapons after the fall of Umbrella and Wolf Farm. They started developing the Type 2 and Type 3 Plagas, as well as like T-virus samples and vaccines.
Maybe they should stop with this hobby.
Yeah, they learned that lesson in this game. The Type 2 can now withstand sunlight. It has 3 stages: Hassing, Cephalo, and Capepio. The Capepio is the one I put up there. Mm-hmm. It looks like a little baby flying off a fucking bug demon.
I love it.
While the villagers aren't aggressive at first, they are eventually ordered to attack, and they all fucking come at you, and Shiva and Chris are no longer safe.
Now, are there more villagers in 5 than there are in 4?
There's about the same amount, but the problem is, right, in 4, you already know they're aggressive.
Yeah.
And you're in the village, and they all decide to attack you.
So they all swarm.
Yeah, you get surrounded really fast. Eventually, you just run away. You don't really fight. You just run away. You meet the last surviving member of Alpha Team, who warns you about the betrayal. And then you encounter the coolest enemy involved in this game, the Ouroboros, who I didn't include a picture of, but he's a leech beast. It's white and black, and it's just gelatinous everywhere. It's really cool. You fucking kill it. Chris guessed, this must be what killed Alpha Team. He's right. He has no reason to say that, but he says it.
I mean, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
You've been...
What?
Shit's been trying to kill you this whole time. Could have been any of those.
Yeah, but no, he instantly guessed that this is what killed him, and he was right. Anyway, you Delta Team rescues you, and their captain gives you a file which has pictures of Jill Valentine in it, and Chris is like, I thought she was dead. My Chris voice is that, by the way. It's nothing close to his actual voice, but that'll be the voice I use for Chris. Later, you're chasing Irving down. You have him pinned down. Jill helps him escape, and then releases a fucking El Gigante on you. No, she released the giant bat monster on you first. Oh. And then you go to Delta Team, but they're already dead. Then you fight the El Gigante.
What's an El Gigante?
That's the giant fucking thing from 4.
Ah.
Only this one has Las Plagas 2 in it instead of Las Plagas 1.
Does it have the beard?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Chris then learns that Jill has been alive and is being controlled by Wesker. That's really it. They head to the marshland where they find a village that has Type 3 Plagas.
What's the Type 3 look like?
It's the same exact thing. There is no change. They're just not weak to... They're even more resilient to light. And they're stronger. That's it. This is where you start to notice Tricell's involvement around here. You find notes and like logos of Tricell things and whatnot. Tricell is the first time you ever really get into a competitor of Umbrella. And they're just brought in for one game and then killed. And it's the most frustrating thing, because I want it to be like...
Well, it seems like it doesn't seem like they're competitors. It seems like they picked up what Umbrella dropped.
No, apparently they've been doing this for years, right? And they had always had the interest in bioweapons. Yeah. But when Umbrella fell out, and Wolf Pharma fell out, they picked up the mantle of being the top bioweapons people, despite them not being it. And I really don't understand most of it.
What's the black market look like?
Right? Like...
Do they have all these bioweapons in cages?
I really hope so. And then you eventually chase down Irving again, but this time you're on an oil field, and he blows up the entire damn oil field, and then runs to a boat, and eventually you catch him. Like, I didn't play the game for this. I didn't have the time. I was too busy editing and playing through 4 and 6, and helping Cole get vintage of 1 and 2. So, like... I haven't played through it yet, so I don't know, but the synopsis was just fast and furious with the plot pacing of this, so to me, it just happens.
Does he die, or is he transform into something?
He injects himself with a dominant Plagas, becomes raw, you kill him.
Dominant Plagas.
Yeah, He blames himself for Tricell's West Coast director. She had a really weird name that I wasn't going to be able to pronounce, so I just didn't include it.
Okay.
It's like XCL. I have no idea. It's something African. He believes the director of the West Africa division, who is in a nearby cave and should have answers, conveniently enough.
Ah, that's good.
You go to something called the Stairway of the Sun. I remember the scene from the game. It's legitimately just a bunch of stairs that climb over like a horizon. You find a bunch of flowers there, and those are the source of the progenitor virus, Cole.
So they found this like 50 years ago. Has to be.
Apparently longer than that.
Really?
I believe it's like something in the 1920s, where Umbrella had no idea what it was though.
Oh.
And they were just researching it. And then you find a which was like wait, the progenitor virus is here. How to develop it? Well, you find an old research facility that has like crashed out Umbrella markings all over it.
Yeah.
And then Tricell stickers posted all over it. So Tricell legitimately just covered up over Umbrella's markings there. It was like, this is our place now.
That's pretty smart there.
You search for information on Jill, and then she calls you, I think, and suns this fucking U8, that thing in the picture below. Do you like it, Cole?
What is it?
It's like a flying bat thing with all these hooks that can hook around and just claw at you.
I have a question. Does
What?
the bat creature from earlier transform?
No, this thing's on its own. It's called the Ultimate 8. It's supposed to be like a spider. I said bat thing. It's supposed to be a spider. It has 8 legs. It has the 4 hook legs and the 4 regular legs.
Maybe it looks better when moving.
I looked at like better clips from like actual gameplay and not just a model over black, and it did not look good at all.
Oh.
I don't remember this fight. I remember every single boss fight in this game being hard as shit.
Oh, that's good.
This game, like, you get tons of ammo because you don't get very cool guns, but you get like the acid ammo, you get the fire ammo, you get all the different types of ammo.
Instead of giving you cool guns, they gave you different ammo types because that is cheaper.
Yeah, it's easier to make rather than make cool gun.
You can
models.
make an ammo effect rather than a
gun model.
Yeah.
But the more important thing is you go there, what's her name appears on the screen, she's like, don't go any further. So you go fucking further. And then she summons a monster, which you don't know the name of. You never told the name of it. It's called the Ouroboros Makuno.
Makuno.
Mkono. I don't know why it's pronounced like that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand I'm talking really fast, but I kind of have to get through with this. Because, boy, do I want to get to 6 with 20 minutes.
Yeah.
5 is the one I cared the least about, and that's just because it was not interesting to me. 6 is interesting because it's a car crash, and 7 is interesting because it's interesting. 5 is just boring. Like, it's not fun to play. It's not so bad that it's like...
I remember bits and pieces, but, you know, it's a
just
blur.
It's a lot of not very much puzzle solving, a lot of really heavy action segments. It's really where they started to go action heavy.
And, like, for an action heavy game, the types of controls it has does not work.
Yeah, like try playing Call of Duty with COD controls. Call of Duty with tank controls.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't work.
In
fact, I think Dead Space at this time was just better.
Yeah. So the Ouroboros Makuno, the Ouroboros is like a lychee thing. It's all black and white. It's just like that, but more solidified into like a human being shape with a giant arm. So you kill it with fire. Because you get the flamethrower here. You meet Wesker, who's like, I only have 7 minutes to deal with you. So I won't. Jill. And he summons Jill to kill you, right?
Yeah.
And she's like trying to fight against the urge to kill you. And
what does she look like?
She's wearing a blue jumpsuit and a hat.
Does she have like a mind control device on her?
Yes. Well, she has this. She's getting pumped with this chemical called P30, right?
Yeah.
And during the fight and her resistance, as Wesker keeps pumping into her, she rips off her jumpsuit to reveal that there's a cavity here in her chest with a device on it that's pumping P30 directly into her heart.
I think I remember this. It's like a big red thing.
Yes.
That you shoot, right? Do you shoot it?
You shoot at it to weaken her, and then the cutscene is you rip it out of her chest, and you see like this wound where her heart is. Not like an open gaping wound, but like a cut, you know?
Okay, that's gonna be a call. She's dead.
And like she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't stop myself. I'm like, dumb bitch.
Dumb bitch.
But like the real thing about it is like she's like, I couldn't stop myself. And I'm like, okay, cool. And she's just like, no, go on without me. I'll be fine. Right? And she's like, Chris is like, I can't just leave you. You're my partner. I'm like, what? You've been separated for 6 goddamn years.
Also, what about your other partner just behind you?
Yeah, Shiva. Well, Shiva, you met her yesterday.
Well, you've been through a lot, it seems.
Also, how come every Resident Evil game takes like place in the span of like a day?
I mean, the first 4 take place in the span of
a couple days.
Like 3 or 4 take place in a couple days. The whole series at that point takes place in like 6 months.
Yeah. And but every Resident Evil game itself has so much go. Like if we're being real about travel times here, none of it's possible.
No. The most realistic one on that's 4, but that had to be like 3 days.
Yeah, maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
2 might be able to happen in a day because you don't go anywhere.
Yeah, 2 can happen in a day.
You use secret underground tunnel. That's it. You don't 3. You take trains places and whatnot. I'm like, that's not happening in a day.
I mean, it's a train across town, so.
But still, just the whole travel. Have you ever tried to walk across a city, Cole?
Yeah.
It takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really. It depends. Is it Chicago's
even if it's just where you live, it's it still take an hour to get from one side to the other.
That's true.
Now imagine doing that while shooting things and running and hiding and all that other stuff you do during the game. It's just not gonna happen, you know?
Yeah.
Time is one of those things in video games that you've never done right unless you just use an active time clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For the most part, I can't really think of a game where time
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it just legitimately is a real clock or is a set clock in the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you eventually you're like, okay, cool, whatever. You defeat her, and then she tells you to go get Alberto. Is what I put in here just because I got tired of writing Wesker.
How's Alberto doing?
You get on Wesker's fucking bomber ship.
He's a bomber ship?
Yeah, and find the Tricell girl, the director of West Africa.
Okay.
She runs away from you and she starts dropping shit out of a briefcase, right?
Yeah.
And Shiva makes sure to pick it up. She's like, I should pick this up. So she picks it up, right?
Yeah.
And it's super convenient. So then because she has the Ouroboros in her, right?
Yeah.
And she goes to this room where there's tons of dead bodies. She's like, I was gonna be his queen. I was gonna rule with him in his envision utopia. And Wesker's like, you never meant anything to me. And Chris is like, he only cares about himself. Just leave him. And so she starts transforming. And the Ouroboros eats living matter and grows.
Okay, at least that makes sense.
So she eats the thing eats hundreds of corpses and becomes so big the ship can't fly. Or is it a boiler? I don't know. No, it's a.
Why would the ship not be able to fly if it's?
She adds mass. It doesn't make sense. Okay, she somehow gains mass. It breaks the law of conservation of mass. Yes, don't worry. We know.
Yeah.
But so you have to use a giant space laser to kill her.
What? Where does the space laser come from, Jared?
A satellite, which apparently you have the whole time, and you can only use it once.
Real quick, how did someone get infected with Ouroborealis?
Ouroboros? Well, that's the new virus for this game, Cole. The Las Plagas, they're just the means to control the townspeople. What it's really about is Wesker's plan, which comes up here and he reveals it, is he has bombs full of the Ouroboros virus, and he's going to drop them all over the world. And infect the whole world in one go, and they will be his world, finally.
Can he control other people with?
No, they go batshit crazy and just start murdering. And they just eat living matter. So he's essentially playing, he plans to destroy the world.
You know what I think it is? I think the fact that you're not fighting this thing throughout the whole game and you're fighting Las Plagas makes it less of a connect.
Well, I like the fact that they drop them in randomly, right? So you fight the Ouroboros for the first time when you find Alpha Team. You fight for the second time when they send it after you.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that makes it feel like there's this bigger thing going on and it's hidden, rather than because Las Plagas, they're not a big deal anymore. They were hidden in 4, now there's kind of meh, right? So when they added this extra element, I kind of like it because it makes it feel like, well, there's something bigger going on than just Las Plagas. What is it?
So what if we inject a Las Plagas parasite with Ouroboros?
It becomes leeches because they're leeches, Cole. I wonder if it's a type of progenitor virus.
I don't know. You tell me.
I looked into it. Didn't really say much.
Oh.
I don't know. It's just a different form of virus. So and then Jill calls you and is like, if you inject Wesker with this specific serum, it weakens him. And it's like PWA whatever. I'll get it. Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get this right.
Okay. So why does
PG670A/W.
So why does he have this vial of weakener?
Well, he doesn't have a vial of weakener. She had it.
Oh. Why'd she have it?
I don't know, but that's the shit she dropped. Yeah, it's a variant of the progenitor virus.
Okay.
She that's the shit she was dropping that Shiva picked up.
Okay.
For I guess plot convenience is what I'll say.
Wow.
Well, he needs to take it to control the G virus inside of him.
Okay.
But if you overdose him on it, it'll weaken him.
Okay, it prevents him from going full.
Yeah, but you overdose him on it, and he goes full G anyway, so it doesn't really make sense.
So he's a good. So okay.
So then you essentially you shoot down his jet, and you kick him out of airlock, and he falls into a volcano.
Perfect.
And then you crash the bomber into the volcano.
Perfect.
Which I want to know how the bombs don't just blow up and destroy the world anyway.
Like in the volcano?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they did.
You crash on the side of the volcano, you climb up, and then you fight him in the volcano. And he somehow is alive now. He's all burned up. He takes his sunglasses off. You see the bugs move around his eyes. Like his eyes.
Man, so he's a Ouroboros / G monster.
I don't know if he has Ouroboros in him. He looks just like straight G. Like if you look at the image, he has just the big arms and the big limbs. Like G.
It looks like a tentacle thing. I don't know.
One of them's like a blade, and one of them's like a tentacly wrappy thing. He uses that to grab a helicopter, right? And that's actually how you kill him.
What?
Because you grab these 2 tank rounds at the back of the helicopter, and you fucking fire them simultaneously.
Does he, at this point, is he still smart Wesker, or is
Yeah,
he just...
he doesn't lose his intelligence somehow.
Unlike everything else.
Yeah, so you fight him, use 2 anti-tank guns, kill him. End of game. That's the end. There's nothing else. And it's just like Chris goes, I don't know if it's all still worth it. And just like, to live a world without fear. Yes, it is. I'm like, fuck you guys.
Well, how's it not all worth it to save the planet?
Right? Like you just killed a dude whose plan was to turn everyone into leech monsters to destroy the world. And you're like, I don't think it's all worth it anymore. Oh my god. I'm like, I kind of hate Chris in this game. Because he's like somehow mopey and emo. Like, he's mopey and emo in 6.
Yeah.
He's upset about his whole team getting killed. We'll get into that. But
I mean, he's not the Leon that we love, who's cracking jokes and slaughtering.
Leon's also mopey
village.
And shitty. I love Leon in 4. One-liners and quips for days. In fucking 6, he's just like, what are you doing? Who are you? I'm sorry, Mr. President. Anyway, I'll get into that. So, any questions on 5?
Why is it not fun?
Because it's really action-heavy, and they forced co-op in a game that didn't need it.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, the AI is too stupid to play on her own, so you gotta get someone to play it with you. And then it's actually kind of fun.
But every game's fun if you have a friend.
Yeah, it's just like I can play the worst game ever. Like, I can play fucking RE6 with you, and I could probably make it fun by us just dying repeatedly, shithousing in it, you know? But like,
yeah.
But like, that game forces it to be playable, and it's kind of bad. Okay, on to 7 then. I'm doing 6 at the end. 6, I'm going to need the most amount of time to talk about, so it needs to be at the end.
Okay. 7, go.
Okay, so 7, Ethan Winters is looking for his missing wife who has disappeared for 3 years after taking a babysitting job across the country. Yes, that's very sus. Shut up about it.
What?
She took a babysitting job. His wife, of multiple years, took a babysitting job across the country.
Okay.
You live in California. She took it on, like, the southeast coast.
Like, I don't know.
That's all you know at this point. I'm not giving you any more information until later, okay?
Okay.
She was disappeared for 3 years. Right?
Oh, Louisiana.
He gets a lead that she is in Louisiana and is compelled to go searching for her despite it clearly being very dangerous, dumb thing to do, and he has no training. You are a software engineer, goddammit.
It's like me going out to save my
Right?
girl.
Like I do IT. That's not... I couldn't do this. Well, I mean, I have military training as well, but I still couldn't do it. Like,
no.
So he goes, finds the house, but he doesn't find... So when you come up, you see a gate, right? You see a house behind the gate, right? He's like, I'm going to sneak into it, right? So you sneak in and you find another house that you actually go into.
Okay.
That's not the main... That's the guest house.
Oh.
Okay? And you find her... fucking... sleeping in a cage. You wake her up. She's like, you can't be here. Daddy's gonna find you. Daddy's gonna find you. You're like, who's Daddy? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And eventually she loses control of herself. She goes insane. She chops your fucking hand off with a chainsaw.
Oh, so you play the rest of the game without a hand?
No, because you wake up and your hand's magically reattached. And there's this nice little like it's stitched on, and he has a nice little like monitor around your wrist that tells your heartbeat, and that's how you get your health for the rest of the game. When you pause the game, he looks at his wristwatch, and it has a little heartbeat monitor on it.
Okay.
Green is healthy, yellow, red.
Oh, that's cool.
That's actually an interesting touch, because that's the way they're trying to heal him, right? Because his family is clearly weird. There's 3 members of the family, 4 members of the family. There's Papa or Daddy, who is clearly off kilter, just in general. There's Mama, who is very like protective and possessive and weird, right? There's Zoe, who wants out, and there's Lucas, who's techie as shit. And then there's Mia, who's not a member of the family, but she is there.
Okay.
They try to force feed you something, and when you reject it, they flip out. Like Mama storms off, Dad screams in your face and holds your mouth and tries to force feed to you again. And Lucas says, I told you shouldn't come here. And then there's a knocking on the door.
Wow, there's some domestic abuse in here.
There's a knocking on the door, and they think it's a cop, right? And you talk to the cop. You ask him for his gun, which is fucking stupid. Never ask a cop for his gun. And he gives you a pocket knife instead, right? Which leads to my favorite scene of the whole game, where you meet him in the garage, and Daddy just comes up and takes a shovel to the back of his fucking head, and you just see him head split open, the bottom half fall, and the top half to stay on the shovel.
Is this the cop?
Yeah, the cop.
Oh, shit.
And then you have a boss fight with Daddy.
Oh, is this one in the garage?
Yeah, it's the one where it's semi-randomized.
I like when he pulls the top of the car off
and rips you out and then gets in.
Yeah.
It's a cool one. It's just interesting. It's randomized based on what you do and based on like the difficulty of the game, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Okay, so I forgot one member of the family. Grandmother from SpongeBob.
Oh, she's in a wheelchair and she's asleep?
Yeah, she's just sitting there doing nothing. She somehow is everywhere you go, though. No one ever pushes the wheelchair. She's just everywhere you go. Okay.
Does the wheelchair just like go? Is just randomly rolling?
You never see her move.
Okay.
You cannot shoot at her.
What happens if you try?
You can't. The game does not let you aim a gun at her.
Oh.
If you're facing her and you like try to bring up into aim mode, won't let you. If you're aiming and you go over her, it instantly leaves aim mode.
Oh, it does that shit. Okay.
You're not allowed to shoot at her. Okay. So I'm just going to tackle the big points from here on. You fight Dad again. Zoe tells you to get dogs' heads, put them in the door so you can leave. So you go around searching them. You find Dad's office, you find Dad's lab, you find the main enemies of the game is the mold things, which I have the name of somewhere. Hold on, let me grab it. Nope, that's not it.
I saw them. They looked kind of cool. The molds.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're actually really interesting because they're all black, and I really like the design of them. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're just called the mold. Okay.
Yeah,
they're called the mold, and there's 3 variants of it. There's the regular one, the one with the big arm, and the crawly one. They're not really. The game's not really enemy based. Like they're there and they're annoying, but the game's a lot more like.
It's more focused on the family.
It's more focused on the big fights and instead of little fights. Okay. Like, there's a couple big set pieces and a little set pieces. Like one of the big set pieces is the first reveal of the big arm dudes, right? Mm-hmm. There's an incinerator little puzzle, and it's like, remember, 3 A's and a handprint. That's how you unlock the one, right? Because they put someone in a locked incinerator because he was trying to escape.
Oh.
Right? And there's one of the names has 3 A's, and one of the incinerators has a bloody handprint on it. So you open one with 3 A's, you open one with handprint, and then he fucking pops out.
Oh, the dude trying to escape? Or
yeah, and now he's one of the huge armed molds, and he's so much tougher than anything you fought into the game that you use all your ammo on him, and then a bunch of more molds come, and you just have to run away from them. But the problem is they do despawn.
Ah.
But anyway, you hit the dog heads, and you find Zoe's trailer, and she's not there for some reason. Mm-hmm. You don't meet Zoe until really late into the game, despite her being your ally. She calls you on phones throughout the game.
Okay.
She's your ally, though, and she...
Is she also infected?
Yeah, they're all infected.
Why is she not crazy?
It has to do with why they're infected, and I'll get into that I'll explain that when I get into that.
Okay.
So you find the dog's heads after going through all these puzzles and solving a bunch of puzzles like Resident Evil gameplay. You get out, you get to the thing, and Zoe's like, if you want to free Mia, she has a southern accent. You gotta get this arm and this head to make this serum. To make the you need a D series and a D series arm and a D series head. You gotta take the cells from them, mix them together to create the serum to cure them.
Okay.
So, and she's like, I already got the head. My mama has the arm, so you gotta go get it from my mama, right?
Okay.
So you go to mama's fucking, I guess, greenhouse is what I'll call it.
Okay.
And it's infested with bugs. Bugs nests everywhere. You gotta get a fucking flamer.
Like a flamethrower?
Yeah. Right, it's a handmade one by Lucas. Lucas made it himself.
Okay, that's cool.
Right, and you gotta assemble the pieces because he took it apart, so you couldn't use it, right?
Yeah.
So you build it back up, And then you have a flamethrower, and you gotta burn the nests down, and then shoot the living inside of them, because there's a fungus on the inside that's alive that you gotta kill.
Okay.
So you find Mama. She makes bugs. You gotta kill her. So she's very protective of the upstairs area because she's afraid someone's gonna steal the arm. Right? She's crazy about it.
Yeah.
This is a gift from our baby. If someone takes it, we're gonna die. Right? So she's super insane about it.
Okay.
So you take the arm and she goes crazy. She turns into this like long-limbed fucking monster.
You showed me pictures of it.
With this weird crotch area. You gotta shoot her in the crotch.
That's what I always do.
She dies. And then you get the arm. She also gives you the key. She gives you the lantern to unlock the room with the arm in it. I mean, you didn't take the arm. You go visit that, and then you have to come back, and then she does it. You gotta go fight her somewhere specific. I forget where. It's in a different area. So you get the arm. And you go to back to Zoe's trailer because she said she'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Lucas calls you this time. He's like, if you want me and Zoe, you gotta go through me. I got him now, and the head you want. And he creates all these booby traps for you.
Okay.
You don't have a boss fight against him, but you just have tons of little booby traps you gotta fight, right?
He's just crazy.
He's just a tech dude, right? So this game has a really cool mechanic of teaching you how to solve puzzles by sending you through the videos. You watch a video and you play through it, right?
Okay.
And you get to see that last time he sent someone through the happy birthday puzzle. There's a candle, right?
Okay.
And you got to get it from this dead guy's hand through a thing that's sprinkling water down on you to a cake.
So were these all past victims
Yes.
you're watching videos of? And
Yes.
do they all die?
Yes, none of them make it through. But it teaches you how to solve puzzles inside that world.
I really like this.
So you get to solve the puzzle as that guy, and you do it wrong and you blow up and die. Because there's a thing that shoots gas, and it shoots glass all over the room. And then when you put the thing in the cake, a time bomb starts, and it doesn't matter what you do with it, the whole room's covered in gasoline, so you're dead now.
Oh, that's actually this is really cool.
Yeah, so now if you go back and do it with the and then you go do it yourself, you know how to go about the puzzle in a way that doesn't cause the gas to spill out, and you can tuck the time bomb into a wall, and it just destroys the wall instead.
Okay.
And it's one of the coolest mechanics I've ever seen in a game teaching someone how to play it. Because it's like, here, play through this, right? You get one chance to do it the way the game you get through that, and like, oh, I hope you learned how to do it the right way then.
Yeah.
It makes you pay attention. It creates this aspect of like even like little things like a side
Also makes it really fucking scary when you die.
Yeah. But anyway, so where was I? So you go through all his puzzles, right? He like, yeah, was supposed to kill you. He gets all mad about it, right? He starts like rigging the puzzles against you. Eventually you beat it, and you go to Zoe, and you have like I don't think you fight him. I think you just kind of scare him off and he runs away.
Okay. I was wondering what he transforms into.
You never fight Lucas in the main campaign. You fight him in the DLC.
Okay, what does he turn into in that?
Just a bigger version of himself. Their transformations aren't that menacing, except for the last boss, which I should have pulled up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I can Google it if you want.
Yeah, Google it when we get there on the second paragraph, not the first paragraph,
okay.
Right? You make the serum, right, and then Daddy comes back, and you have 2 doses of the serum. Daddy's raging. He's huge. He's completely monstrous at this point, looking all fungal, right? And at one point, the game won't progress. He'll keep on grabbing you back, and you have to inject him with the serum to kill him.
You know, I've always wondered this. What happens if you inject someone with like a cure when they're like full transformed?
He just instantly calcifies there, just instantly, and he's done. And you get to leave, and now you only have 1 dose of the serum left.
Okay.
And then you have a choice to make: your wife, who's your wife, or Zoe, who lives here and made the serum.
I don't have any.
Good end is choosing your wife. Bad end is choosing Zoe.
Okay.
So if you choose Zoe, right, she takes you on the boat. You go find this other boat. She gets instantly killed by the villain, and then your wife washes up. You play through this thing as your wife, where she gets all her memories back because she's missing memories.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you have to kill your wife when she saves you because she goes back to being crazy. But if you injected your wife, she's clear-headed enough not to go back to being crazy.
Okay.
So Zoe will still get calcified, but you keep your wife, and there's a plot line to save Zoe anyway.
Oh, so the good canon ending is to inject your wife.
Yes, she's the whole reason you came there. Why wouldn't you inject her anyway? Yeah. I mean, you feel guilty because Zoe made the serum, but you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't really work that well anyway. But anyway, so So inject your wife. You get on a boat. She sees the ship crash that she was getting on, right? And she's like, I don't know. And then your ship gets attacked by some fucking fungal monster from underneath the water because you're in a swamp.
Yeah.
And you wake up as Mia, the wife, and you play through a segment where this little girl is showing you through memories of what happened.
Okay.
And she have this memory of like talking to this guy, and she's like, why does she think you're your mama? It's part of her brainwashing. She thinks she wants a family. She thinks I'm her mother. That way she won't hurt me, right? She's like, where is she anyway? I don't know. She breaks free. This little girl breaks free, and she turns out to be a test subject of E-001.
Okay, what is E-?
Or Evelyn. Or Eveline. It's a fungal-based infection that allows her to mind control people.
Kind of reminds me of
And
Last
they
of Us.
never die.
Oh, so they just can't die.
No.
That's why you had to fight Papa so much.
Yes, they heal back. After the first boss fight with Papa, he shoots himself in the head with your gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can never die. Right? And like, so they're all talking about how they love it there, how they never want to die, right? But so you see all these memories of her, right? And you go through and you have a machine gun, you're shooting down the mold she's making in the memories, and you're reliving it, and she remembers her whole identity and her whole past and who she really was, which I'll get into more later.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, you play through all of that to have the choice to save your husband or join Evie, right?
Okay.
You save your husband. You don't really have a choice. The game makes it happen, right? She saves you from the mold because she was trying to turn you into one of them.
Okay.
She originally wanted you to be her papa.
It's weird.
That's why they're trying to force feed you that thing. Once you eat that, you're mind controlled.
Okay.
Right?
That's why they were freaking out.
Yeah. So if you ate that, you would have been mind controlled. But you didn't. So your mind's free still. So she wanted you to be her papa because Mia is her mama.
Okay.
She wants a family. And anyway, so you see these projections of this little girl, right? You eventually get kicked out, and you swim through the swamp, and you find a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Where you find out that some organization was researching everything that was going on here.
Okay.
It doesn't really say who's researching it. It's all kind of vague. But you find this lab, and you find out Lucas was helping them study Evie. He was keeping tabs on his family and everything like that. And so what you find out is the little girl blew up the ship, washed ashore, and the Bakers took her in.
Yeah.
And she then mind controlled all of them.
Oh.
They're all under her control.
For how long has this been happening?
2 years.
Okay.
For 2 years, this has been happening. So for 1 year, you knew where... For 1 year, your wife went on the ship. And by a year later, she was with the Bakers.
Okay.
All right. So eventually, you get out of the underground research facility. Not really much happens. You get ambushed by a bunch of enemies, right? And then, in one of the notes, you find out that Evie was a little girl when she arrived, but she started rapidly aging.
Oh.
And there's also this really cool scene where you're when you wake up from her pulling you out.
Yeah.
Where you have where in your head, you see Papa. You see Daddy, and he's like, "Son, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here. That's not me. That's her. She controls all of us like that. None of us want to hurt you. We all just want to be free, son." And he's telling the truth. He's saying, we don't want to die. We don't want to be under her control. She's making us.
That's cool.
He's like, can you save me? Can you save my wife? Can you save my boy? Can you save my daughter? We need to be saved. She's doing this to us. He never mentioned Grandma. And Evie rapidly aged.
So it's the grandma.
The grandma is Evie. So you go there. She confronts you rapidly, sending memories of your wife when she tried to kill you at you. And then you go up there and you inject her with this cure.
Yeah.
That you found in this underground facility. And she starts crying blood and goes, why does everybody hate me?
Jesus Christ.
It was one of those really deep gaming moments where you're just like, I understand her perspective. She just wants the family and to be loved, and no one will love her because she's weird and different. You know?
And insane.
And she made them love her, and even then they still don't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no matter what she did, she couldn't be loved, and she's super upset about it. And I can completely understand it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, you have a boss fight where you get the Albert gun, you shoot her with it. She turns into this giant fucking black goo monster.
Is the Albert gun named after Albert Wesker?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it a big Magnum?
Well, no, it's just a big special gun. You get it if you have to beat the campaign. You can get it in any save.
Okay.
You get rescued by Redfield working for... As it flies away, you see a symbol on it. That's Umbrella, but instead of red, it's blue.
Lubala.
Blue Umbrella. Okay, so the first question I had, and you get a really hope-filled ending, right? So the first question I had was, who the fuck is Mia? Right? Clearly, there's no fucking job where you're a long-distance babysitter, right? She's actually working for a group called The Connections, a mafia-like crime syndicate specializing in bioweapons. She was tasked with scoring Eveline, or E-001, the first successful E-type experiment of this breed of mycolid fungus. Evie gives a brainwashing that makes her one of family and view Mia as her mom. She escapes, sinks the ship, and is found by the Bakers, who move like the brainwashing and forcing upon her, right?
Yeah.
They don't know why she can control them. This wasn't part of what could happen. She's the only one that had that ability.
Okay, so there's others like her, but she's the best.
The D series was different.
Okay.
The D series couldn't do the brain controlling. She could. And they're unsure why. And that's one of the reasons why they're studying her so hard. So that lab underneath belonged to the Connections. She forces them to be her family, and she forces them to accept Mia. That's why they're kind of hesitant towards Mia. That's why she's locked in a cage.
Yeah.
She can also break free of the mind control sometimes because she had a cure injected in her during the ship sinking.
Okay.
So her brain's a little bit more free. Where was I? If you give the serum your first kill Mia in the lab, you find where Lucas worked on those research events. The Connections lab. He fed all the people there to the mold eventually because she gained full control.
Okay.
So when she gained full control of him, she forced him to feed all the people researching her to the mold.
You know, I like how smaller this game is.
It's one specific incident, which I really liked.
Instead of it just being so broad and open at 4, 5, and 6.
And it's all seemingly completely happenstance that happened.
Yeah.
Right? She decided she just didn't want to be on the ship, so she blew it up. And it happened to land in the swamp, and she happened upon the Bakers. And this all happened because of it. That's it. It's just happenstance. So it is a belief that the plot of the Not a Hero DLC could be integral for the plans of going forward for Resident Evil
8.
Yeah, for the village.
Yeah.
Krista with the BSAA now working with Blue Umbrella, the resurrected company now working to fix the mess that started.
Okay, so the good Umbrella.
Yes. They're now working to clean up. None of the original Umbrella members are there. None of the original bad heads are there. It's essentially an organization using Umbrella's research to fix all the problems Umbrella created.
Okay.
Right? He's there to clean up the mess of E-001 and clear out the salt mines, the mold, and the last surviving Baker member.
Lucas.
Yes. You fight Lucas, and you find out who he's working for, the Connections. This is where you learn about the Connections.
Is it a good fight?
It's a pretty generic fight. Resident Evil 7 boss fights are pretty much you shoot them.
Yeah, but
that's fine by me.
After 3, it sounds like heaven.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll expose a weak spot. Sometimes they'll have like a weakness or area, right?
Yeah.
Like mama in the crotch.
I'm fine.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
This is where you find out about the Connections, though. If you play through the main game, you learn none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you play through this game, you find out about the Connections. And how they helped Wesker back in the early 2000s studying fungi. And how they helped Umbrella before that develop virus.
So this is all traces back.
They are all the way back and helping them to discover bioweapons. They're probably thinking about making the Connections the next big villain and Blue Umbrella the next big organization to play as.
Okay.
Is one of the comments. And the other DLC, I just threw this in here. Zoe is left calcified after it falls to Joe Baker, the dad's brother, to find a cure. He manages to synthesize one, but is chased the whole game by a creature called the Swamp Man. I just threw it in because it's called the Swamp Man.
Yeah.
After he does manage a cure, and she calls up Ethan, and Ethan says, "Don't worry, you have a home here with us. We'll help you." So Ethan's a good dude, first good guy hero in Resident Evil, and it's one of those games where I was like, "Wow, this game actually has a much deeper, richer plot than you could ever imagine," because it just looks like some backwaters family.
It looks like it started on Umbrella, but it's just like kind of descended, and you're like dealing with the aftermath of Wesker and all that.
It's so much smarter than that, and it actually leads this huge opening for them to expand upon in future games. That's what I really liked about it.
I wonder where the next one will take place.
A village?
Yeah. Well, where? Because it seems like RE7 is the first one to be like, it's in U.S. when Louisiana, baby.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, 6 has a couple definitive locations.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, any questions about that? Or was that comprehensive enough for you to understand 7?
It's pretty simple, actually.
7's simple if you look at it, but if you just played the game, it's actually fairly hard to get, and the Not a Hero DLC is important.
Yeah.
But Chris is not a hero. And by the way, the other one's called End of Zoe.
Oh, nice.
So Resident Evil 6. Where
this...
do I start with this wretched abomination of franchise I love? I'm angry about this taint far more than I'm about Prometheus, and that is fucking saying something. That's verbatim the first thing I wrote about this.
What? So what's wrong with it, Jared?
It's okay. So let me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
6 has multiple plots,
Yeah.
none of which are worth playing. They don't offer a worthwhile story, fun or interesting gameplay. Imagine Call of Duty with worse AI,
Okay.
less ammo, inventory management, and tank controls.
So no...
That's Resident Evil 6.
Okay.
That is Resident Evil 6. Call of Duty gameplay without the controls, without the inventory space. Call of Duty, you have an infinite bag of inventory, right?
So they've just never made good controls. And what year was this?
2013.
Wow. So Jesus Christ.
You're competing with Modern Warfare. Think about that, right? Like Black Ops. Black Ops 1 was out.
Like GTA 5 might have been out.
It was, yes.
Oh my God. Skyrim.
There's no fun. Like other games I don't like I can have fun with, right? There's no fun. Right? And every campaign you're given a main character, Leon, Chris, Jake, and Ada, the 4 main campaigns. We will do it left to right from here, so
Who the fuck's Jake?
well no, we'll do it Leon, Jake, Chris, Ada order. It will be slow and painful, like my experience.
Oh God damn it.
Leon and Jake are the only plots that have any real plot to them, so keep that in mind as I talk.
Okay.
So Leon and his partner Helena.
Okay, who's Helena?
She is a Secret Service agent. Brand new to the Force.
Ah, first day on the job.
Now, like a month in.
Oh.
You start by shooting the president in the face.
Okay. Is this the same president in 4?
It shouldn't be, but I think it is.
Wow.
Mathematically, it shouldn't, because he talks like there's all these flashbacks like, Leon, you're my best friend. You're one of my closest friends, Leon. And he's a zombie, and you're like, I don't want to do this, Mr. President. But Leon would instantly pull the trigger. We
Does
both know
this
that.
universe have term limits?
I have no idea. But like, you would instantly like, and so you shoot him in the face. He's a zombie, zombo. So bad. I'm not calling them zombies in this game. They're zombos.
Okay.
And then you run through the college. A college? Why is the president in a college? He was giving a speech for a banquet. It's never explained. It's just you just kind of gotta listen to clues, okay?
When I was watching you play, I thought it was the White House.
Helena has led as a lead on the cause of all this. It's apparently in the goddamn fog.
Oh, like the movie The Fog?
Apparently, the new virus is fog based.
So we're fucked.
Right? Yeah, if it's airborne, we're done. She wants to head to a cathedral for reasons she refuses to explain. So you do, and you on your way out, you meet some dude looking for his daughter, and they're both somehow not infected.
How?
I don't know. I was so expecting she was daughter in the face, but she wasn't. Then you eventually hunt down to the trains for an unfun train dodging segment, which Cole watched me die despite having so much room where the train could not hit me.
Yeah, like you're walking on the side, and it's like you gotta hit a button before the train comes. It's like, why?
Quick time dodge a train. Oh, and the little blue fucking particle effects that come up on the screen when you do a quick time event successfully.
They gotta make sure that you see.
Also, you gotta wait to open a fucking door.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Why do I have to? I just want to move to the next thing. You hit B, and then you wait for your partner to come up, and then you open up the fucking door together. That is terrible. I just want to play the game. The game's making me wait to play it.
So why do you have a partner?
They're forcing co-op, man. That's what they're trying to do. And this game has online co-op, unlike 5's initial release. 5 on console, PS3, and Xbox 360 only had local co-op.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And you can have randoms join.
Oh, that's good.
You can just search for a game to join.
Did
granted, no. Why would I do that? I don't want to play. I don't want to play.
Do you think everyone's playing it?
No, probably not. Actually, there are people streaming it right now, I'm sure. So you get up to a gun shop and you meet a gang of survivors, right?
Yeah.
And blast through hordes of zombies for no reason. You eventually escape, crash a bus, kill everyone besides Leon and Helena, legitimately everyone else. Walk through a graveyard. They call this the cemetery, but it is a graveyard.
What's the
difference? Because it's within
Jared?
Churchyards. Cemeteries are the standalone version.
Ah.
Okay. I looked into the difference to make sure, because I wanted to prove this game wrong. Get locked out of the church by some fucking dude inside until you fight a waves of zombies, right? Zombos. Arguably the worst mechanic in the game is where you have to go someplace or do a thing or open a door, but it's locked until you kill a certain number of waves of zombos.
How many times does this game do it?
In the 3 hours I played, 6 times.
Oh my god.
So that's once every 30 minutes if you want to do it statistics.
What is this, Destiny?
It's so fucking bad. It's so annoying. Like, I don't get enough ammo. The things don't drop ammo. They drop skill points. I don't fucking know how to use skill
They
points.
don't drop ammo like in 4.
They do occasionally. Very rarely.
Oh my god.
And it's like, you get, like, and the zombie variants are stupid. Like, you get an armored version and a fat version. And that's really it.
That's boring.
So, you go into the church, the cathedral, and everyone dies. Because the zombies break in. Then you run down to the catacombs, and you find Helena's sister. In a video called Happy Birthday Ada, where you see a woman that looks like Ada being birthed from a crusty egg thing. Yes, drink that in, Cole. Drink it in. Click the link.
What the hell?
I'll get into that later, okay? I want you to just watch it now.
So
Understand that you see this in the game with no context, and the tape that says Happy Birthday Ada.
So they can make a clone Ada's?
You meet Deborah, Helena's sister, who turns to be infected with the C virus. She then turns into a chrysalis that then turns into a naked woman with extra body parts for some reason. Ada shoots her in the fucking face, and you're on to the next chapter, because that's exactly where the chapter ends. I made a point to mention that Ada looks less Asian and her voice actress sucks.
Why is she less Asian? Why are they whitewashing?
I have no idea, but she just looks less Asian in this game. It actually kind of pissed me off.
When's Ada popping up in RE8?
I have no idea. Then Hunnigan calls, but she is interrupted by some dude named Derek C. Simmons, who blames Leon and Helena for the outbreak. It was him. He did it. He is now on his way to China.
Wow.
You escape, kill
Wow,
a
is this Among Us? I killed someone. You did it.
Right? You escape, kill a shark thing. Cole seen the shark thing.
Oh, it's amazing.
Fucking stupid.
It's beautiful. It has wings and legs.
See the college town get blown up like it's Raccoon City. Chapter 4, here we come. That's legitimately all of Chapter 3. Is the escape and fight a shark. Fly to China, fight a bunch of bullshit, fly a plane, crash a plane. Leon's just cool like that. Meet Sherry and Jake. More on them later. At this point, I would like to point out that I left out a lot of dumb names, enemy names, so just say they defeat the Ustanak and move on.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck is the Ustanak?
I don't like how this game's like globe-trotting.
Yeah, no, the rest of this is in China. Rest of this is in China.
Is this for the Chinese demographic?
I have no idea, man. They didn't put a Chinese. Like, they made Ada less Asian. What the hell? Anyway. At this point, they got separated, and they search for the Simmons dude separately. You find Chris and Piers and a mysterious Ada lookalike, who's not Ada. She escapes. Kiss and Piers leaves. That's where you point guns at each other, in case you've ever seen that clip.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that clip. That was in the trailers, and it's going to make it look like the two fight.
You find Simmons, Sherry, and Jake, and then get assaulted by Simmons' henchmen. But a Javo, J''AVO.
Hate it.
Remember those multiple-eyed guys from Jake's campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things.
They look like G-monsters. I think I've said this.
Yeah. Shoots Simmons with a C virus. He then transforms into a centaur-looking fucker. But Leon and Helena team up to take him out for now.
Do you write him?
No. Simmons' organization, known as The Family, have been working on the C virus in China for years and finally perfected it.
Does the C stand for China?
Chrysalis.
Virus?
Chrysalis virus. It's not COVID. I hate
topical.
Oh God.
Sorry.
It's really hard to be topical in something we record weeks in advance, but you know what? We are. You kill him. At this point, Chris tells Leon that Ada is dead, rip, but also needs to leave because Neo Umbrella is firing a rocket to blow up the city.
That's good.
Neo Umbrella gets like messed up, like mentioned a lot, but never really explained.
What is Neo Umbrella?
They're like a bioterrorist organization.
So there's Blue Umbrella, now Neo Umbrella.
No. There was Neo Umbrella, but now it's just Blue Umbrella. Neo Umbrella got dropped for the connections. That's all you really need to know. They're just in this game. Sending the gas-borne C virus everywhere. So essentially, they blow up China, and the gas-borne C virus is now spreading throughout China.
Doesn't China have like billions of people?
Yes, it's the second most densely populated country, Cole.
So, is this the end of the world?
It should be. Then the recently deceased Ada comes flying up in a helicopter. and saves them. Leon eventually takes over flying and almost crashes when they meet Simmons, still alive and transformed into a T-Rex monster. See below.
Is it cool?
He is later revived as a centaur state to help you.
Is that the T-Rex monster?
Yes.
I love it.
Okay, Jake and Sherry.
Oh god.
Yeah, so, question. Review on Leon's plot.
Oh, it's a clusterfuck, and it's exhausting how much there is.
It's just like, this is one plot. I cut out 2/3 of it and just the necessary information. And it's still so fucking frustrating. I did throw in the Happy Birthday Ada thing just because I thought that would be funny.
It's so weird. Like, what?
Everyone Google Happy Birthday Ada from Resident Evil 6 and just understand that that's terrible.
Oh, God.
Jake, a mercenary, is met up by Sherry Birkin, the little girl from 2.
Yeah.
She now works for the Division of Security Operation and wants his blood for the antibodies to the newly invented C virus. So this part takes place a year prior to Leon's.
Where's it at?
Edonia.
Where's Adonia?
Europe.
Where's Europe?
Europe. But yeah, so like the C virus had just been perfected at this time, yet somehow Sherry's already working on getting his blood for the cure.
Okay.
They kind of explain it, but they don't really. Anyway, Jake says yes, but you need to pay him 50 mil because he's a gruff merc who needs the cash. He doesn't say that, but that's what the game's trying to get at.
I mean, fair enough. I mean,
like, if I could hold the world cash for my blood, I would. But if you're an asshole, go ahead. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They meet up with Chris, who thinks Jake's face shape looks familiar.
That's a stretch.
You see what I wrote next to it?
Yeah, which is a stretch. I said that just offhandedly, like, what? We mean his face shape looks familiar.
Oh my god, it's the most frustrating thing when I read it. I was like, wait, he legit. I looked up the quote from the game with subtitles. It was his face. He was like, yeah, I think your face shape looks familiar. I'm like, what?
That doesn't make. I'm looking up a picture of Jake Wester. You keep going, Jake.
It's Jake Mueller.
Well, whatever.
Anyway,
he looks nothing like Wesker.
No, he doesn't. But they can't linger on it because they get attacked by Javos and a behemoth BOW. BOW stands for bioorganic weapon, and the game just repeatedly abbreviates that as that.
Yeah.
Chris tells them to escape, but they are sabotaged by the Ustanak, claw hand motherfucker.
Yeah, he looks like a shitty nemesis.
He is a tyrant, by the way.
Oh, he is?
He's a tyrant. Yeah, he's in the tyrant family.
Why does he need a robot arm?
I have no idea.
What does it do?
It actually like fires off the claw. It's like fucking
Bionic Commando.
Bionic Commando, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
They are sabotaged by the Ustanak, so they crash the helicopter they're in, and Sherry gets hurt. But because of the latent G virus in her body, she has motherfucking healing powers, baby.
Ah, god damn it.
Then they are captured by Neo Umbrella, and Adam tells them that Jake's father is dun Albert Wesker. That's why Chris recognizes face shape. Yes, face shape.
God damn it.
Please ignore all the smoke alarms going off.
Yeah.
There's someone cooking in the house.
Yeah. Oopsie.
They're held in Lanshan, China, and eventually break free to see a plane crash by Helena and Leon. There's 6 months between when they're captured and break free.
Okay.
I will note that because it seems unrealistic that they would be okay after staying in a Chinese prison for 6 months.
It seemed like they'd be now malnourished.
Okay, and back. Where the fuck was I?
Albert Wesker, face shape.
Yeah, spaceship, China. Yeah, they held a Neo Umbrella facility for like 6 months. Because the first game took place at the end of 2012, and then this.
Yeah.
And Helena is in the middle
they
of
would
2013.
be fucked up and malnourished.
Yeah.
Like,
this is where Sherry finds out her boss, Simmons, is the creator of the C virus and is a bioterrorist and head of the family. It's another new organization to just throw in.
okay.
Then Clawhand McShitty name comes in and gets in the way, so they separate again.
Okay.
I got tired of tight raping Ustanak.
Honestly, there's only two companies like Tricell and Umbrella that I like because they are like corporate names.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it just the family?
It doesn't explain what they're named after. They watch Leon and Helena fight Simmons as they escape They get captured again by Neo Umbrella, but Chris is listening from a tip from Leon, finds the underwater facility to help them escape. Chris then tells Jake he kills his father. So Jake shoots Chris in the face, but it just grazes him.
Why? Why does he care about his dad?
Don't know. Doesn't make sense. He never knew his dad. His dad's been dead for 3 years at this point.
Yeah, what if, you don't know?
You never met your dad, right? Your dad's clearly a shitty dude. No offense, Jake. Your dad's a piece of shit.
But why do you...
Real recognize real.
Also, why do you care? Your daddy left for cigarettes.
Your daddy abandoned you. What's up your snatch?
Yeah,
That's a bad word. Sniz. What's up your sniz?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's totally WAP, yo. That's also related in the modern.
So after that, they were attacked by Chaos, a huge BOW. Just like Chaos, but without the C.
Is it this thing?
What, the thing below it?
Oh, that's Chaos. There we go.
I labeled them.
Yeah, that looks awful.
Hold on, though. But Chris tells him to run, and he fights the Chaos with Piers, his side character.
Who's Piers?
Piers Niven. He's another BSAA agent. Don't worry.
Do they all come back in their own game?
No. But before they get free, Claw hand us back, baby!
I hate it.
For Jake's final boss fight, kill him, escape, give Sherry the blood for only $50 to lead to fight BOWs as a hero. That's the end of Jake's campaign. Does that seem needed to you?
No.
Except to explain how they got a cure to the C virus, right?
Yeah, but also, it seems like a worse version of 3.
Yeah.
And also...
You're continually chased by this fucker who's just a shitty tyrant with a metal arm.
Yeah.
I think he's like a C version mixed with a T version tyrant. CT tyrant.
Maybe CTGGZ.
Okay, now let's scroll down slightly past Chaos and you'll see the last 2 campaigns smushed together.
Okay, Chris campaign.
A lot of this has already been said in the previous 2. A lot of the main points of him is chasing around the Ada doppelganger. Chris is bent on chasing down Carla Radamas, a woman who is altered to resemble Ada after she took down his whole squad while he was trying to extract Sherry and Jake from a donor.
Wait, what?
The thing born is Carla Radamas.
So she had her face off.
I know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know the process.
It looks stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, God damn it.
It's fucking terrible. But yeah, that's the whole thing about that. The story picks up with him drunken amnesiac in Eastern Europe. Piers finds him, says you gotta come back to the BSAA and lead a new team. So he does. That simply. That's the whole conflict.
Why in Eastern Europe? That part sucks.
That's where Adonia was. He hasn't left where Adonia was after his whole team was slaughtered by Carla Radamas.
Well, how about you go someplace nicer, try to get away.
Fiji.
Yeah, someplace nice.
Also, apparently he's easy to find. He's a drunken amnesiac. He's not nearly as ripped as he was in 5 at this point, though.
I'm disappointed.
He hunts Carla through China and kills her while she still looks like Ada. That's why he tells Leon that Ada died.
Okay.
Right? He confronts Jake after losing his shootout. They fight Chaos together, and Pierce sacrifices himself to save Chris.
So why is he after Jake?
He's not after Jake. The 0 point is he after Jake.
Okay.
The BSAA was rescuing Sherry on her mission to extract Jake.
Okay.
So he was helping them, but his whole squad killed. So now he's just a revenge.
Honestly, the whole Jake thing, it makes no difference that he's related to Wesker. The only important thing is he's immune to C.
Yes, and it makes no sense for Wesker's kid to be immune to C.
Wesker had a form of G in him.
G, yeah, and then he also messed around with Ouroboros, which is the progenitor, but C is C. It's different. It's a chrysalid
maybe
virus
it's
made by the family.
hold on. Maybe it's like Prometheus and your semen infect people. Okay. You know what? I think I'm getting onto this. I like this.
Okay. And then we're all final campaign, Ada's campaign, the bonus campaign for the original release.
Okay.
It's patched to be available from as soon as you start the game up. Essentially, it's her searching for Carla and Derek in China.
Okay.
But the entire time, she just fucking helps Leon throughout the whole game. And then, she hops off the helicopter before, it crashes into the prologue.
Yeah.
and she just answers a phone call accepting another mission. That's really her whole plot. Like, there's things that happen, but they're all in other people's campaigns, besides, like, little things of her running away from people. It's needed. Like, her campaign is legitimately, should have just been, yes, I'll take that new mission, which is supposed to be an open-ended ending, leading to another game.
8.
7. The original idea for 7.
Was it?
They originally did have a sequel planned for 6, but it did so poorly that they scrapped it.
It did so poorly, and the fans hated it like we do.
Yeah, I mean, the game is just not fun. I didn't include the true ending here just because I didn't think it was my place to shit on it. I didn't get it. It's not my right.
What's the true ending?
Well, I'll look it up for you, Cole, because I don't remember it.
RE6 true ending. We'll do it. We're really professional here.
True ending and the endings in this game are so damn stupid. True ending Leon. Here we go. They're walking together down a dirt road. Oh, this is Resident Evil 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah. And you can only get it by the end of the second run. I don't know if you knew that. Resident Evil 2 has a true ending. But essentially, what it is you go back through the prologue and you get to see the end of the game.
Okay.
Where like Leon and Helena are restored to their glory. Oh, I should talk about the prologue. So in the prologue, which is my least favorite portion of the game, which is saying something. So it starts off with you jumping out of a helicopter that's crashing.
Okay.
Right? And you're like, okay, cool. All right, yeah. And then you have to carry Helena around as Leon because she's hurt. And she's just slowing you shit down. And this is the first time you turn on the game, right? So you don't know who Helena is.
So you don't give a fuck.
I don't care about her. You want to make me care about a character? I know Leon. He's been in 2 games. I know him. I care about him. Make him the hurt one, damn it.
You know what? It'd be like, you know what's done? This is done good in Dead Space 2. You start the game, you're in a straitjacket, and you have to run from all of the monsters.
Yep.
That's a good way to like have you like injured and frail in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's just like. But essentially, after you beat the Ada mission, you Ada campaign, you get you get to see the true ending, which is the end of that, and her accepting the next mission, and it's just so stupid, and like I don't know why fucking anyone believes it. The graphics are so bad. Like
I was looking at while you were gone, I was looking at a cutscene of Ada for Zeta, and like, is this just like the generation where like shiny things just didn't look right?
I don't know, but she does look less Asian, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why. She does. I was making sure that wasn't just me and me like my hate tinted glasses instead of rose tinted. My glasses are tinted with hatred and anger. But anyway, thank you for joining me in hating on 3 games, 2 games, and loving 1. It's really hard to talk about 2 games I dislike and 1 game I love.
Yeah, I mean 7's really good.
7's super scary.
I'm so glad that 6 did so poorly.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, yeah, thanks 6, it gave us 7, but at the same time, fuck 6. Man, fuck 12.
Can't wait for X. No
Rex.
country. Yeah, Rex.
Virus T-Rex.
Honestly, we're only, after 8, they just have to do 2 more.
Oh my god, they're gonna get close to Final Fantasy numbers. That's saying something. They already beat YS numbers, and they're getting close to Dragon Quest numbers, too.
Oh, God. How can you make so many...
When they're not coherent plot, they just fucking change. Well, I don't know about YS. I've never played. Anyway, this is all beside the point. Anyway, thank you for listening to me
ramble.
Rant. This is just a rant video. Like, I've rushed through 5 so fast. I took my time on 7 because I like 7. Seven's a love story.
7's good. I love it.
But 6 is just filling me with the anger of 1,000 gods.
Want to name them?
I don't have time.
But, okay.
Thank you, as always. If you can support us and follow us on anything social media wise, Twitter, Facebook. We don't have a Facebook.
Pornhub,
Twitter, YouTube. We're creating more YouTube content, some
Mixer.
specific stuff. They'll be announced formally at some point.
Yeah, we'll put them together. We're in the process of.
So I will say one of the plans is to replace 1 podcast episode a month with a different format. Which will be explained later.
Yeah, later at a different time and a different place.
In a different universe. In a better timeline, hopefully.
Yeah, not this one. The C virus is everywhere.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and as always, we'll see you soon.